welcome to the second episode of Christmas Special. Today I'm gonna bring you 3 more little stories, Christmas stories. So if you haven't checked out my first episode, please check out my channel to see that first episode I made it a playlist just for that. So let's get started. The first story is called Santa Claus Does Not Forget. Right here you can see older woman with her little girl. The woman is sitting. I think that's a little boy. Actually, Birdie was a very good boy. He was kind, obedient, truthful, and unselfish. He had, however, one great fault. He always forgot. No matter how important the errand, his answer always was, "I forgot." When he was sent with a note to the dressmaker, his mother would find the note in his pocket at night. If he was sent to the store in a great hurry to get something for tea, he would return late without the article but with his usual answer. His father and mother talked the matter over and decided that something must be done to make the little boy remember. Christmas was near, and Birdie was busy making out a list of things which Santa Claus was to bring him. "Santa Claus may forget some of those things," said his mother. "This is a Christmas frolics. I have no idea what that is, but here's the picture." "He cannot," replied Birdie. "For I shall ride sled and skates, and a drum and a violin, and all the things on this paper. Then when Santa Claus goes to my stocking, he will find the list. He can see it and put the things in as fast as he reads." And you have the little boy with a hat, wishing for Santa to give him the gifts. Christmas morning came, and Birdie was up and down to see what was in his stocking. His mother kept away from him as long as she could, for she knew what Santa Claus had done. Finally, she heard him coming with the slow steps to her room. Slowly he opened the door and came towards her. He held in his hand a list very much longer than the one he had made out. He put it in his mother's hand, while tears of disappointment fell from his eyes. "See what Santa Claus left for me, but I think he might have given me one thing besides." His mother opened the roll. It was a list of all the errands Birdie had been asked to do for 6 months. At the end of all was written in staring capitals, "I forgot." Birdie slept for an hour. Then his mother told him they were all going to Grandpa's. For the first time he would see a Christmas tree. Perhaps something might be growing there for him. It was very strange to Birdie. But on Grandpa's tree he found everything he had written on his list. Was he cured of his bad habit? Not at all at once. But when his mother saw that he was particularly heedless, she would say, "Remember, Santa Claus does not forget." And you have 3 kids around the fireplace. Next story is called The Fairy Christmas. It was Christmas Day, and Toddy and Tita were alone. Papa and Mama had gone out west to see their big boy who was ill. They had promised to be home for Christmas, but a big snow had blocked the railroad track, and Nurse was afraid the train would be delayed until the day after Christmas. What a dull Christmas for 2 little girls, all alone in a great city house with only the servants. They felt so lonely that Nurse let them play in the big drawing room instead of in the nursery. So they arranged all the chairs in a row and pretended it was a snowed-up train. Tita was the conductor, and Toddy was the passengers. Just as they were in the midst of it, they heard music in the street, and running to the window, they saw a little boy outside, singing and beating a tambourine. Tennessee have a giant big window and there's a little boy singing the tambourine outside the window. Why? Said Tita. His feet are all bare. Does he hang up above starting and his shoes too? Said Toddy. Let's open the window and ask him. But the great window was too high to reach, so they took Papa's can and pushed it a tip. The little boy smiled, but they could not hear what he said, so they told him to come in, and ran to open the big front door. He was a little frightened at first, but the carpet felt warm to his poor bare feet. You can see or have two little girls with that boy with the tambourine. He told them that his name was Guido, and that he had come from Italy, which is a much warmer country than ours, and that he was very poor, so poor that he had no shoes, and had to go singing from house to house for a few pennies to get some dinner, and he was so hungry. Poor little boy, said Tita. Our mama is away, and we are having a pretty sad Christmas, but we will try to make it nice for you. So they played games, and Guido sang to them. Then the folding doors rolled back, and there was the dining room and a table all set, and Thomas, the black waiter, smiling, just as if it had been a big dinner party instead of two very little girls. Nurse said, Well, I never, when she saw Guido, and she felt so sorry for the lonely little girls that she let him come to the table. And such a dinner as he ate. He had never had one like that before. It is a fairy tale, he said. Just as the dessert came on, the door opened and in rushed Mama and Papa. The train had gotten in after all. They were so glad to see their darlings happy instead of mobbing that they gave them each some extra kisses. You may be sure little Guido never went hungry and barefoot after that. Long afterward he would say, That was a fairy Christmas. That night, after Tita had said her prayers, she said, Mama, I know something. Whenever you feel sad and lonely, if you will just find somebody sadder and lonelier than yourself and cheer them up, it will make you alright. And I think that was the very best kind of a Christmas lesson of love, don't you? A dog and cat symbol. And the last one is a very short poem, The Ball Game. Did you ever know a boy made believe he had a toy? That's the way babies play. Babies who are young and small made believe they play at ball. And that's it for today. And then tomorrow, which is Christmas Eve, I will have the third episode, which is probably the final episode for this series. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!